Hello, welcome to the Contenders. I'm your host, Peg Young. We have already come to the last weekend of the first weekend of the last month of the year. As we approach a new year, we get to think about what we have or have not accomplished for the year. And we have a good 3 weeks left, so good luck with that. Let's welcome today's contenders onto our stage. Welcome. It's great to see you guys again. We have the United team, Asma Anwar and Patrick O'Dowd. So it's been maybe a month, a little over a month since we saw you last.
Yeah, 2 months, about 2 months.
Anything changed?
I got a haircut, that's about all.
Yeah, we're just continuing to shape young minds as teachers.
All right, well, great to have you here again, and thank you for joining us. Good luck. Going against the United team, we have the Europe team, Kwon Oh-hee and Chung Yeon-sik. And Europe, it's been quite a while since we saw you last, right?
Yes. Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years. Yes. So lots have changed?
Yes, but actually nothing much changed, just effect for 2 years, that's it.
Just the passing of time.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to see you again, Europe and United teams. Let's get on with our game. And now we'll begin with multiple choice questions. We have 10 of them prepared for you per team, but of course you have to get them correct to get all the way there. If you do get all 10 correct, we give you 50 points. Keep that in mind and use chance when you need to. United, you get to choose first, Q, U, I, or Z.
We're going to go with Z.
Going with question set Z, number 1. Of the following, which food does not require a fork? 1, steak, 2, spaghetti, 3, salad, 4, soup.
4, soup.
Question 2. Of the following, which teeth appear much later than the other teeth? 1, milk teeth, 2, eye teeth, 3, incisors, 4, wisdom teeth.
4, wisdom.
And we go to question 3. Of the following, what is the term that pertains to the act in which two players try to tap a jump ball to one of their teammates? 1, lay up, 2, tip off, 3, tip in, 4, tee off.
Number 2, tip off.
Yes, tip off. Question 4. Of the following, which person said that he is not interested in becoming the next James Bond? 1, Colin Farrell, 2, Eric Bana, 3, Hugh Grant, 4, Orlando Bloom.
Number 1, Colin Farrell.
Yes. And you haven't used chance yet, we go to question 5. Of the following, global sale of which gadget is expected to reach 159 million by the end of 2004? 1, PDA, 3, MP3 player, 2, MP3 player, 3, camera phone, 4, tablet PC.
Chance, please.
Using chance, we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. And United, your final answer, please.
Go with 3, camera phone.
Good choice. Tablet PCs really haven't hit the mark yet with the market. And we go to question 6. Of the following, which name of the canine breed did not originate from geographical name? 1, Dalmatian, 2, Doberman, 3, Chihuahua, 4, Akita.
Go with number 1, Dalmatian.
Actually, it is the Doberman because it was first bred by Louis Doberman. And United, you have 50 points on the board. And Europe, you have a choice of Q, U, and I sets. Which would you like?
I.
Going with question set I, number 1. Of the following, which is a holiday in December? 1, St. Valentine's Day, 2, Christmas, 3, Thanksgiving Day, 4, Chuseok.
2, Christmas.
Question 2. Of the following, honeycomb cells normally have how many sides? 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6.
4, 6.
Question 3. Of the following, which professional sport has to do with stove league? 1, baseball. 2, basketball. 3, ice hockey. 4, soccer.
Number 1, baseball.
Moving on to 4. Of the following, which area is different from the others in terms of personality? 1, Wall Street. 2, West End. 3, Broadway. 4, University Street.
Number 1, Wall Street.
Going to question 5. Of the following, which fuel source went into commercial production last month on the shores of Ulsan City? 1, crude oil. 2, LNG. 3, kerosene. 4, LPG.
You want to do a chance?
All right, we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. And Europe.
Number 2.
Yes, it was LNG. That was mine, off of Ulsan. And if you get this, you move ahead of your opponents. We go to question 6. Of the following, which vitamin is risky for the elderly, even in moderately high doses? 1, A. 2, B. 3, D. 4, E.
Number 3, D.
Actually, no, it is E that could be bad for the elderly, even in moderately high doses. And Europe and United, you are tied at the end of this match. Now we've come to our password category section. We give you 20 words in a chosen category. You have 100 seconds to go through the entire list. Once you pass, we don't go back. United, your turn first. And your category is T words. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Not 1, but
2.
devil has a horn and
Tail.
crispy bread.
Toast.
Capital of Japan.
Tokyo.
You use it to speak.
Tongue.
Use it for camping.
Tent.
Movie with Tom Cruise.
Top Gun.
It's an instrument. A horn.
Trumpet.
Skip.
Trumpet.
Skip. It's an English equivalency test. Everyone studies for it here.
TOEFL. TOEIC.
TOEFL is it. Last night I didn't make blank kimchi.
Tofu kimchi.
That's right. This is a place you want to go after you leave here.
Taiwan.
What is that?
T.
Yeah, but what is
Time
that?
out.
Yeah. Oh, I play this. Hey, Mr. Blank Man. It's a song. Hey, Mr.
Pass.
Man. You'll pass on this. You play it. Pass. Indians wear these. On the head. No?
Pass.
Okay. Okay, we're not fighting anymore. I call a...
Truce.
I studied this and I got to yellow belt only.
Taekwondo.
Al-Qaeda and also...
Taliban.
I went here in India. In Agra.
That was a great hint. It was Tambourine Man.
Oh, tambourine.
Yes, and
Totally no
wearing on the head the turban.
Turban.
And tuba was the instrument.
Tuba, okay.
United, you have 190 points on the board.
Right, we got
And now Europe, it's your turn. And Europe, it is rivers for you.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
I'm ready. Bravo, Charlie.
Delta,
In Seoul.
Han River,
In London.
Thames River, Thames,
In Egypt.
Nile,
Huckleberry Finn,
Mississippi River,
Paris,
Seine,
longest river in China,
Yangtze,
Hoover,
Colorado,
Hoover, the facility.
Dam,
Yeah. In South Africa,
Orange,
no. It's the state name. Pass. Lorelei,
Line,
Brazil,
Amazon,
Robert Redford,
River Long Reed,
Tigris, not Tigris.
Euphrates,
In Korea, you can do it.
Rafting,
Yeah. In this river.
Hantan River,
No.
Dong River,
Dong. Yeah.
Dong River,
Pass. Pass. India.
Kansas,
You passed on the actor who passed away, River Phoenix, and the Congo. You have 180 points on the board, but United, you are in the lead with 190. And now let us welcome Mr. David Hwang onto our stage.
Hey Young, how are you?
All right, how are you?
All right, it's feeling good. I'm glad to be here. Guys, I want to welcome you guys to the stage once again, I guess. Second time around. I hope it's a charm. For at least one of you, I guess that's what the Contenders is about. It is a competition. By the way, I guess you're a Bob Dylan fan, yeah. Mr. Tan, but you missed the tambourine thing, right?
Yeah.
You want a little rendition of that?
Please,
I can
no.
sure bring it out now.
I think we're fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I'm here to introduce the next section. If you're ready, I'll go ahead and give you the rules. This next section is a round of non-multiple choice questions. The first team to buzz in will get the first chance to answer. Now, if that team gets that question wrong, the chance will be given over to the other team. If neither of you guys can figure it out, we're going to help you out with the help of a spelling hint that shows up on your screen. There's 15 questions in all, 30 points per question, and 5 seconds to answer each one. You got it? Mm-hmm. All right.
Let's have question one.
All right, question number one is about crimes. Law students taking part in Italy's first studies of this at Rome University fill the aisles and stairways. Students will learn about the very different types of their networks that exist in Italy. This is the collective name of various criminal organizations.
United.
Mafia.
Yes. Originating in Sicily. And United, you're increasing your lead. It's a very close game, so I urge you to buzz in quickly. We go to question two.
All right, question number two is about clothes. Varanasi silk fabrics have been eulogized in scriptures and ancient books both in the Hindu and Buddhist traditions. But the opening up of international trade with China has spelt the end for many Varanasi weavers. Times are hard for makers of this traditional Indian garment worn by women. What is this?
Europe.
Chador,
United, it's your chance to answer. 5 seconds. United.
Sorry.
Yes. And we go to question three.
All right, question number three is about survey. According to a recent survey, this man was chosen as the best fashion designer representing Korea. Last September,
Europe.
Andre Kim,
Yes. He's also famous for a unique way of speaking English. Would you like a turn?
fantastic. I don't know.
Lovely. Europe, you're catching up. 210 versus United's 250. Let's move on to
I can
question
do
four.
it. How about, hi, I'm Andre Kim. How's that one?
Okay.
Not bad?
Question four, please.
Okay, question four. You didn't let me sing, so I will do impersonations now. Okay, anyways, moving on to question number four. It's about titles. On November 10th, this opera played its milestone 7,000th performance. It became of only 2 productions in Broadway history to hit the 7,000 mark, with Cats. This Andrew Lloyd Webber's opera was also translated into Korean.
Phantom of Opera.
Yes. Also translated into Korean and performed in Japan as well. Did you get to see it?
No.
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 But it's a very great opera. Hopefully you'll be able to see it sometime. Europe, you're catching up. 240 versus United's 250, and let's have our next question.
All right, our next question, number 5, is about business. Indigenous leaders in Argentina have rejected an offer from this group to hand over their land to end the dispute. This company, run by the brothers Carlo and Luciano, own about 900,000 hectares of land in Argentina. Huge tracts are used to rear sheep to provide wool for this Italian clothing giant's garments. What is this?
Italian clothing wool. And let's take a look at the hint. Very big marketing company. This is a very well Europe.
Benetton.
Yes, it's Benetton. And with that, Europe, you have the lead. 270 versus United's 250. Let's have our next question.
Good game so far. Number 6 is about animals. Since the 1970s, numbers of these have fallen by 80% in waters near the Antarctic Peninsula. Since they feed on algae under the ice, scientists think that the fall may be linked to recent warming that has reduced sea ice cover. This shrimp-like creature is a major component in the diets of many Antarctic species, such as whales, penguins, and seals.
United.
Plankton?
And Europe, 5 seconds. Nope. Europe.
Krill.
Yes, it is krill. Once you've answered incorrectly, the chance to answer goes over to the opponents. And Europe, you're increasing your lead, and we go to question 7.
All right, question number 7 is about the internet. Microsoft's Internet Explorer now has a serious rival with this long-awaited web browser, which was released last month. The programming process for the browser was initiated by former browser maker Netscape back in 1998. Originally known as Phoenix and later Mozilla Firebird.
United.
Linux.
Europe.
Netscape.
Let's take the rest of the question, please.
Okay. Originally known as
Europe.
Navigator.
United, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
Okay.
Originally known as Phoenix and later Mozilla Firebird, this is a web browser developed by the Mozilla Foundation. What is this?
United.
Firefox.
Yes. Feel bad about laughing at your partner's answer?
No. At first it looked like she made a mistake and she was like, oh, I don't know. But I trust her.
Oh, good. Well, she got you the points.
Exactly.
United, you're catching up. 280 versus Europe's lead of 300 points. Let's move on to question 8.
All right, question number 8 is about persons. A leading Indian software engineer says he hopes the global scientific community can benefit from the work he is doing for this person. This paralyzed physicist who became an international celebrity.
United.
Stephen Hawking.
Yes. Helping Aaron Mehta with his communication system. And United, with that, you have the lead now, 310 versus Europe's 300 points. Let's move on to question 9.
Still a very close game, though. Question number 9 is about countries. 5 years after the massacre, almost all those responsible for the violence are still walking free. An Indonesian court decided to acquit this country's former governor.
Europe.
Eastern Timor.
Yes. And Europe, you've got the lead now. It's going back and forth. We'll see what happens with question 10.
All right, question number 10 is about companies. This company is introducing messages encouraging responsible drinking on its bottles and cans worldwide. This is the world's 4th largest brewer in terms of sales. It is a Dutch beer brewer established in 1873.
United.
Heineken.
Yes. With more than 110 breweries in over 50 countries. United's in the lead now. We move on to 11.
I see it's a battle of the buzzers. All right, question number 11 is about sports. Last month, Paul Holzer was severely injured while taking part in a tournament in India. He suffered an injury to his spine after crash landing. 80 competitors were taking part in the 3-day event. This is a recreational and competitive sport that is best described as a hybrid.
United.
Parasailing? Oh, wow.
And Europe, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish the question.
Best described as a hybrid of hang gliding and parachuting. What is this?
Europe. Europe?
Paragliding?
Yes. We would have also taken. Let's move on to question number 12 now.
All right, we're moving on to question number 12. It's about cities. After nearly 500 years in a pit, these famous bears are to get a new home, a riverside reserve on the edge of this old city. The design for the new 10,000 square meter park allows the bears to live outside 24 hours a day. The bear is on the city flag and is an ever-present emblem of this Swiss capital. What is this?
United.
Bern?
Yes. And with that, the lead has gone back to United, 370 versus Europe's 360. Very close as we head into question 13.
All right, question number 13 is about diseases. The medicines derived from a Chinese herb are used to treat the deadliest form of this disease. However, the problem lies with the raw material because it takes 6 long months to grow the herb plant. Although more difficult to use, it is effective against the most deadly form of the disease, that mosquito bites.
United.
Malaria.
And United, you are increasing your lead, 400 versus Europe's 360 points, and we move into question 14.
All right, question 14 is about symbols. Actor Brad Pitt has become a special ambassador in the 46664 campaign after Will Smith and Robert De Niro. It is a campaign to help raise global awareness of AIDS and HIV. 46664 was this former South African president's prison number when he was held.
United.
Nelson Mandela?
Yes. And it was the buzzer. And we move on to our last question of the day.
Yes, our last question, number 15, is about awards. On December 10th, 1901, these prizes were awarded for the first time. The names of the laureates are typically announced in October by the different committees and institutions.
Europe.
Nobel Prize?
Yes. And a strong game for Europe, but United, you get to go on to the finals. Congratulations. Consolation games are really tough because it's a match between 2 experienced teams, and Europe and United was a very close match. Europe, you played a very good game. Just came down to who pressed the buzzer. And I know you have some disappointed supporters. What do you want to say?
This game was neck and neck. We are very happy to stand here.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. And so, United, congratulations. We'll be seeing you right after this with the ID team. Final stage. Let's welcome back the ID team. It's great to have you back here, Duncan Smith and Ian Whittington. This is your attempt at win number 6 in a row, and so I know you're happy. How excited are you?
I'm pretty calm. I'm excited enough. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to you today, ID and United teams. Let's get on with our final section. In our final section, we'll be giving you 5 categories of questions, 5 questions each, ranked in difficulty 10 to 50 points. Now you can choose the next question if you get the previous question correct. What are today's categories?
All right, today's categories are Memorial December, Sports Awards 1, 2, 3, Winter, and Behind Cosmetics.
And why don't we go with Memorial December for 10 points. After the Northwest Passage was established, the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen made plans. United
Magellan.
ID, it is your chance to answer, and I'll finish the question. To go to the North Pole. In 1909, on hearing that first Cook and then Robert Peary claimed the pole, he changed his plans. In 1910, using Fridtjof Nansen's ship Fram, meaning forward, he set out for Antarctica instead. After a year, he became the first man to reach this on December 14, 1911. Then, in 1929, the British explorer Robert F. Scott reached this place and became the second. What is this? ID, 5 seconds. ID.
The South Pole.
Yes. National Institute of Cinematography and Visual Arts in Argentina is building a theater in King George Island of this place, which is scheduled to open in February next year. Chilly place to build, but ID, you get to choose.
Go with Memorial December, 20 points.
Memorial December for 20 points. The shooting of this movie began on December 10th, 1938, and was completed on November 11th, 1939. This film premiered in Atlanta, Georgia on December 15, 1939. United?
Gone with the Wind?
Yes. The film is based on the book that relates the story of a rebellious Georgian woman named Scarlett O'Hara. And the film went on to win 9 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Screenplay, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actress. And you are from Georgia, right?
Yeah, we're actually both from, yeah.
From Georgia.
Yeah.
And so is Gone with the Wind a big thing for you?
There's a museum there, but I mean, personally, no. But I mean, it's a nice tourist spot.
So you've never been to the museum?
I've been.
Secrets come out.
Yeah. Well, you were considering not admitting that to us, right?
It's a school field trip.
All right. And United, you've got the lead. You get to choose.
Let's go with Behind Cosmetics for 10.
Behind Cosmetics for 10 points.
Hello, Contenders. I am Choi Soo-oh from Bobby Brown. It is very good to see you all. In 100 AD, Roman comic dramatist Plautus wrote, "A woman without paint is like food without salt." Maybe this is why cosmetics has been such a steady seller since the ancient time, regardless of economic situations. Despite some oppositions from feminist groups, no one can deny the importance of cosmetics for women. It is their choice, but also the necessity for those who want to succeed in our society. Paying close attention to the history of cosmetics, you will find many interesting facts and stories. Let's take this opportunity to look at the history of cosmetics. Good luck, everybody. During 15th and 16th centuries in Europe, cosmetics were used only by the aristocracy. Italy and this country became the chief centers of cosmetics manufacturing.
United.
France?
Yes. Even today, France remains the center of the European perfume design and trade. It is a country, France is a country whose metropolitan territory is located in Western Europe, and you answered that correctly. United, you're increasing your lead and you get to choose.
Let's stick with cosmetics.
For?
20.
Behind Cosmetics for 20 points.
Lipsticks first appeared in the Asian cities of Ur near Babylon 5,000 years ago. Semi-precious stones such as lapis lazuli and malachite were ground to be used as eyeshadows. It is said that this person's lipsticks were made from the finely crushed
ID.
Cleopatra.
Yes. And the lipsticks were made from crushed carmine beetles, which made a deep red pigment. So she allowed beetle powder on her lips. This was then mixed with ants' eggs as a base for the lipstick. She was the last of the Ptolemaic rulers of Egypt, lover of Roman leaders Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. And she obviously is a popular topic of several plays and various films. You've tied the score, ID, with that, and you get to choose.
What if the ants' eggs hatched?
Oh.
Never mind, never mind.
And ID, you get to choose.
I'll go behind cosmetics for 30.
All right, behind cosmetics for 30 points.
According to recent news, the fashion-conscious woman of Asian women in Britain was found to have used a tin-based foundation to get a pale and appealing look.
ID.
Lead?
Yes. Scientists analyzed the cream excavated from the archaeological site and found it to be made from animal fat, starch, and tin oxide. The use of the white facial paint was thought to have been derived from an acetate with this metal, or lead, as opposed to the tin-based solution. It is a soft, heavy, toxic, and malleable pore metal, and it is a chemical element in the periodic table that has a symbol Pb. And because there was such high lead content in the makeup, that was blamed for a lot of the illnesses of the time, you know, the fainting spells, etc., the weakness of the women that was associated with the sex or with women in general. And ID, you're increasing your lead, and you get to choose.
I'll go 40 points behind cosmetics.
Behind cosmetics, 40 points.
The ingredients of cosmetics still surprise those who use them. Lipsticks, for example, can contain fish scales, or rather the shimmery substance of fish scales called pearl essence. Pearl essence is obtained primarily from this fish and is one of many byproducts of large-scale commercial fish processing. It is a small, edible fish with a silver
ID.
Oyster?
United, it is your chance to answer. She will finish the question.
that live in the large shoals in the North Atlantic. It is commercially very important to the area's fishing industry. What is this fish?
United, 5 seconds.
United. Salmon?
Remember, the large shoals in the North Atlantic, and in spring, the fish come to the shores of Europe and America where they are caught, salted, and smoked. ID.
Herring.
Version of herring. And a bloater is a whole smoked herring. Both are staples of British cuisine. And little did I know that the pearl essence was from herring. And ID, you get to choose.
I'll go that 50-point question at the end there.
All right, closing the category of behind cosmetics.
In 1500 BC in China and Japan, rice powder was used to paint faces in pasty white. Eyebrows were shaved and plucked, and teeth were painted gold or black. Also, these dyes were used to stain their hair and faces. In other words, teenagers looked exactly as they look today. This is traditionally used as a hair dye and temporary skin dye in India.
United.
Henna.
Yes. Dye of India, Pakistan, and North Africa, and expatriate Indian and Pakistani communities. And United, you're catching up. 80 versus ID's lead of 100, and you get to choose.
Let's try winter for 20.
Winter for 20 points.
Most winter foods are warm and hot. A Korean dumpling soup called mandukguk, shabu shabu of Japan, and this food of Switzerland are all cooked usually in the cold winter days. It is eaten communally from its pot. Diners are provided with small cubes of crusty bread, which they spear.
United.
Fondue.
Fondue?
Yes, it is the Swiss national dish of melted cheese. The name comes from the late 19th century French word, a form of the past participle of fondre, which means to melt. And United, you have tied the score at 100 points, and you get to choose.
We got sports awards for 10.
Sports awards for 10 points.
You will notice that many sports awards are named after figures who are prominent in that field. This award is named after a big right-hander who pitched for 5 teams during his...
United.
Cy Young.
Yes, he was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1937 and is commemorated in the award instituted in 1956 to honor the best Major League pitcher each year. He is a professional U.S. baseball player, winner of more Major League games than any other pitcher. And United, you have the lead now, and you get to choose.
Got a winter for 10.
Winter for 10 points.
The winter sky has brighter constellations than in other seasons, which make it a good time for observing stars. Among all winter constellations, this is the most noticeable of all. This constellation is located on the celestial equator east of Taurus. It has an oblong configuration with 3 stars in line.
ID.
Orion.
Yes, 3 stars in line near its center. It is represented on pictorial charts as this figure of the Orion of the hunter in Greek mythology. 3 bright stars represent his belt, and 3 fainter stars aligned south of the belt represent his sword. It is best seen in January, 9 o'clock at night. So if you feel like getting a good look at Orion, head out in January.
You know something though? By the way, I mean, my birthday was not too long ago. And it's not an advertisement for my birthday because it's not a birthday that I like to advertise because I have now joined the 30 Club officially. But anyways, though, the reason why I say this is because stars of all things still make me feel like a kid. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm outside and you see the stars, you're just like, you feel so small and so youthful again. And I just wanted to say that since the question talked about stars.
Thank you for sharing. And ID and United, you tie the score at 110 points and you get to choose.
Let's do winter for 30.
Winter for 30 points.
This winter sport was developed in the 1880s, both in the lumbering towns of upstate New York and at ski resorts.
ID.
Ice hockey.
United. United.
Luge. Sorry, I was like randomly.
Okay, it's open to both teams now, and let's have the rest of the question.
Okay. And at ski resorts of the Swiss Alps. In 1923, it became an internationally recognized sport with its inclusion in the first Olympic Winter Games at Chamonix, France. The 1993 movie titled
ID.
Bobsledding?
Yes, Cool Running. It's a comedy based on the real story of a Jamaican team who participated in the Calgary Winter Olympics. The sport earned its name after competitors adopted the technique of bobbing back and forth to increase the speed of the sled. And ID, you have the lead and you get to choose.
Let's do winter for 40.
Winter, 40 points.
Close game. Unlike last year, fall stayed longer and the chilly weather of winter came late this year. The autumn leaves also started falling later than it did last year. However, the coldest time during Korea's winter is mid-January. The winter climate in Korea is largely affected by the cold air mass created in this area.
ID.
Manchuria?
United, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
This is the vast region comprising the Asian portion of Russia as well as northern Kazakhstan. What is this place?
United.
Siberia.
Yes. United, you're in the lead now. You get to choose.
We'll go winter for 50.
Closing the category, winter for 50 points.
Franz Schubert, the Austrian composer who bridged the worlds of classical and romantic music, composed many great songs. In 1827, he composed the first 12 songs of the cycle titled This. Beethoven's death in the same year undoubtedly had a profound effect on Schubert, as the music in part 2 of this piece is darker and more sad. It is the cycle of songs by Franz Schubert created from the poems of Wilhelm Müller. What is the title of this work?
ID.
The Winter Symphony?
United, 5 seconds. United.
The Bohemian. I don't know.
We actually have a Korean movie by the same title, and this is music that you hear often in the wintertime on the radio. And we're looking for either 1 German word or 2 English words. United.
Christmas Carol?
ID, 5 seconds. ID.
Winter's Journey?
Yes, it's the Winter Journey, or Winterreise. And ID, you've got the lead. You get to choose.
Let's go 1, 2, 3 for 10.
1, 2, 3 for 10. This was built in between 1941 and 43 to bring the U.S. War Department offices under one roof, which were then housed in United.
The Pentagon.
Yes. Upon its completion, it was the world's largest office building, built with structural steel and reinforced concrete with some limestone facing. And the structure has 5 floors, including the mezzanine and the basement. What is the name of the 5-sided office building in the U.S. Department of Defense, which was targeted during 9/11 and has been renovated? And United, you're catching up 160 versus ID's 190, and you get to choose.
I'll go 1, 2, 3 for 20.
1, 2, 3, 20 points. In music, this is the second simplest interval. The human ear tends to hear both notes on the edges of the interval as being essentially the same. This is an interval whose higher note is twice the sound wave frequency of its lower note. It encompasses ID.
Sharp.
United, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish the finish the question. It encompasses a variety of musical scales, including the church modes and major and minor scales of Western music. What is the name for a distance of 8 white notes on a piano keyboard? United, 5 seconds. United.
An octave.
Yes. And with that, United, you have the lead. You get to choose.
Go 1, 2, 3 for 30.
1, 2, 3, 30 points. In Greco-Roman religion and mythology, these were a group of sister goddesses of obscure but ancient origin. They were the chief center of the cult surrounding the Mount Helicon in Greece. They were also the result of mythological systemization, which began with the poet Hesiod of 8th century BC, who mentioned the names of Clio, Euterpe, Thalia, Melpomene, Terpsichore, Erato, Polymnia, Urania, and Calliope. Who were these 9 daughters of Zeus and United?
The Muses?
Yes. Mnemosyne, who inspired the creative arts. And Sharon Stone, by the way, starred in a movie. I would have given you that hint. And United, you're in the lead. 210, you get to choose.
Okay, we'll stay with 1, 2, 3 for 40.
1, 2, 3, 40 points. In mathematics, this is a positional numerical system employing 2 as the base. ID.
Binary?
Yes, it is the binary number system, requiring only 2 different symbols, 0 and 1. The importance of the system of information theory, or to information theory and computer technology, is mainly due to the compact and reliable manner in which data can be represented in electromechanical devices with 2 states such as on-off, open-closed, go-no-go. And that the digits number 1 and 0 are the basis of the system, the binary number system. And ID, you're in the lead, you get to choose.
1, 2, 3 for 50.
Closing the category, 1, 2, 3, 50 points. Despite a lack of traceable evidence, a German archaeologist named Robert Koldewey was somehow able to uncover an unusual series of foundation chambers and vaults in the northeastern corner of the palace at Babylon. They were built within the walls of the royal palace at Babylon, the capital of Babylonia. Although they did not actually hang, ID.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Yes, they were built up in the air. They were irrigated by pumps from the Euphrates River. And they are one of the 7 wonders of the world at Babylon, the Hanging Gardens. And ID, you get to choose.
I'll go with Sports Awards for 20.
Sports Awards, 20 points.
All right, great game so far. By the way, this question is a multiple choice question. Each team will only have 1 chance, so be very careful, okay? Of the following, which is an incorrect match between a sport and an award in its field? Number 1, yacht, America's Cup. Number 2, badminton, Thomas Cup. Number 3, horse race, Davis Cup. Number 4,
ID.
Number 3.
Yes. And United, you've just got to buzz in quickly. And ID, you get to choose.
I'll go with Sports Awards for 30.
Sports Awards for
30.
30.
This was first awarded in the 1893 and 94 season and is the oldest trophy that can be won by professional athletes in North America.
ID.
Lord Stanley's Cup?
Its donor was the Governor General of Canada, for whom it was named. This became the sole property of the National Hockey League in 1926, and the trophy was awarded to the winner of the World's Professional Ice Hockey Championship, an annual event that culminates the season of the NHL. And ID, you get to choose.
I would do 40 points. Sports Awards.
Sports Awards, 40 points.
In soccer, the World Cup trophy symbolizes World Championship. The first competition for the Cup was organized in 1930 by the Fédération Internationale des Football Association, otherwise known as FIFA, and was won by Uruguay. The Trophy Cup awarded from 1930 to 1970 was this trophy named...
ID.
The Jules Rimet Trophy?
Yes, named for the Frenchman who proposed the tournament. It was permanently awarded in 1970 to the three-time winner, Brazil. And it was the original physical manifestation of the prize for winning the Football World Cup, a small gold cup representing the hopes and ambitions of every footballing nation on earth. And a new trophy called the FIFA World Cup was put up for competition after that. And ID, you get to choose.
I'll go with Sports Awards for 50 points.
Closing the category, Sports Awards, 50 points.
Since 1927, this has evolved from a friendly set of matches into one of the world's premier sporting events. Europe and the US take turns.
ID.
The Ryder Cup.
Yes. Europe and the United States take turns hosting this biennial event, which means that the US only plays host every 4 years, once every 4 years. This trophy was donated by the British seed merchant named Samuel for a biennial competition to alternate between US and British venues. It's a golf trophy, and it was held in Oakland Hills Country Club, Bloomfield Township, and the European team won in 2004. And your choice ID?
30 points, Memorial December.
Memorial December, 30 points. In the winter of 1818, at the St. Nicholas Church in Austria, Pastor Joseph Moore faced a dilemma. It was just days before Christmas, and the church organ, which was so important to providing music for the Christmas services, was broken. His solution to the problem resulted in one of the most popular Christmas carols of all time. In 1816, he wrote a simple poem that the villagers could understand, a song that expresses the wonder of the birth of Jesus. What is this Christmas carol? United.
Silent Night.
Silent Night, Holy Night is the total name. Stille Nacht is the German. And Moore's friend Franz Gruber composed the music for this carol. On December 25th, 1818, the first Christmas carol was sung in Austria. All is calm, all is bright, etc., etc. Thank goodness I didn't have to sing it.
Oh, come on. I'm not going to sing it now, but I just want to say, aren't Christmas carols the wonderfulest thing in the world? I mean, I love them. But also, you know, this story, it kind of touches me in the sense that, you know, you think that something happened that's a disaster, but something good actually comes out from it, such as this, you know? This man probably freaked out, but then look what came out of it. I think it's kind of cool. Keep us kind of more even-keeled when we have times of difficulty, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. And United, it's good to see you on the board. You get to choose.
Memorial December for 40.
All right, Memorial December, 40 points. In 1758, this was seen in the nighttime sky on Christmas Day. In 1705, the astronomer named this extrapolated its orbiting cycle around the sun, realizing that the appearance ID.
Halley's Comet?
Yes. In 1682 was the same one as those observed on the previous two dates, and though the astronomer which it was named after did not live to see it, the return of this 1758 was a triumph of orbit calculations based on Newton's laws, and named after the famous astronomer, it is the best known and the brightest of the short period comets. And ID, we've just got one left, Memorial, 50 points. This person was the daughter of a famous politician. She was educated at Harvard University and subsequently studied philosophy, political science, and economics at the University of Oxford. After her father's execution in 1979, during the rule of the military dictator Muhammad Zia-ul-Haq, she became the titular head of her father's party.
Benazir Bhutto.
Yes, the Pakistan People's Party. On December 2nd, 1988, His Woman was sworn in as the first woman prime minister of any Islamic state. Strong ending, United, to a very close game. However, ID, you win 6 times in a row. Congratulations.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your 4th win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your 5th win, a trip to Hawaii. Your 6th win, a trip to the United States. And on your 7th win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
United, it was just tough to beat them at the buzzer, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're really fast. They're really good. So.
But I know you have some supporters at home. What do you want to say?
Well, like I said last time, we might be losers on this show, but are winners in life. So, and our friends all know that. So
all right, well,
we're good.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
And ID, now you have tickets to Continental US. And so how are you feeling?
I'm excited. One more, I suppose. One more, and I'll be happy. I'll be satisfied.
All right, so you're in it for one more. Congratulations again on your 6th win. ID team has 6 wins under its belt, and now will it make it to the Hall of Fame? We'll see next week. Join us then. Bye-bye.